Hello, welcome to Pumptec Academy's tutorial on rebuilding a Kit A in a 356 or 360 series pump. So as we get started here, I just want to say a few words about the maintenance cycle. Each system's maintenance cycle is going to be unique due to your duty cycle of the pump, the temperature, quality of the pump liquid, and your inlet feed conditions. These will all affect the life of a pump's wear parts. Remember to service your regulator and motor each time you do a seal service, and make sure all your accessories and connections are good before you resume operation. Pumptec recommends start checking for wear at 500 hours and then again at 1,000 hours if you don't see any, and every 500 hours after that. Once you take your pump off for inspection, you can roll it over, start looking at your plunger in here, and what you're looking for, this is a pretty extreme case. This is out of our lab. The cam will start deforming the metal in the ends of your plunger slot. That will decrease your pump's performance. So it's definitely time to change out the plunger and seals at this point. So a few tools we'll need for this job: 3/16 hex wrench, 5/16 hex wrench or socket heads, and a small screwdriver standard, and preferably a microfiber cloth, but a clean cloth so we keep parts clean with. So in our kit we will have a new plunger. We will have 2 plunger guides. These are 1-124 O-rings. There's 2 of those. You'll have 4 1-024 O-rings. You will have 2 1-117 O-rings, 2 seal rings, 2 support rings, your 2 U-cup seals, and a little bit of grease to work with. So using your 5/16 hex or socket, you'll take your mounting bolts to get the motor and pump loose. Once you have that loose, you take your 3/16 hex, break these back bolts loose. Sorry for any background noise coming up out of the shop. Can get a little loud in here at times. Okay, save these bolts, you will need these. I'm going to set this back, so take these heads off, stand them up. Okay, I'm going to pull the heads apart and pull this H channel off and set it there. I'm going to set one head to the side, pull my plunger out, wipe any grease that's off, maybe on there off. Keep it nice and clean. Okay, to take out a seal stag, you can use your thumbs. If you got good strong thumbs, you can give that a push and it'll start to move. If it's been on there for a few hundred hours and doesn't want to move, you can lay it down, valves up, take one of the bolts off your manifold, just catch the side of that thing with a hammer or whatever you want to hit it with. Just don't damage your bolt. You'll be able to get that started, and then that'll slide right out. I'm gonna grab myself a napkin again. Okay, inside this kit, retaining plate will have your seal ring and one of the 117 O-rings. We're going to reuse the plate. Okay, you should be able to stick your finger in here and pull everything out. Again, if it's a little sticky, you'll be able to take your plunger, put your plunger in there just a little bit, wiggle it around a little bit, and everything will start to loosen for you. And then you can stick your finger in there and grab everything. So in the bottom, you'll have one of the the 024 O-rings. And then from there on your finger is the U-cup, the support ring, and then the plunger guide with the other 024 O-ring, and the bigger 124 O-ring. Now these numbers I'm saying they just refer to standard O-ring sizes. 1024, 1-124, 1-117s. I should say this is a 1-024. So those standard O-ring sizes that will come in your kit. Okay, that's how everything comes apart. Okay, so we're going to take the old parts that we just took out and set those aside. Get our new parts back out here. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is just wipe out the inside of your bore. Make sure there's no debris or anything left inside there. Pumps do not like debris. So get that cleaned out. Now, in the bottom of that bore, you're going to take one of the 1024 O-rings, and that's going to go in the bottom of the bore with no lubrication, nice and dry, nice and clean. That's just going to sit in the bottom of the bore. Okay, next is going to be your U-cup. Okay, take your U-cup and you start it in the bore at a slight angle, and then you can work it around. Press it to the bottom to sit on top of that O-ring that's down there. Now on top of the seal, or the U-cup, I'm sorry, there's a little semi-circle, semi-round little recess, and that fits the contour of your support ring. It's rounded here, flat on top. Round edge goes down to the round edge, and you've got two flat tops sitting there. Next, you're going to take another of the 1-124 small O-ring, or the thinner O-ring. Open your little grease packet. We're going to put a little bit of grease on here. Enough to get her slippery. That is going to go into the groove on your plunger guide. Goes around like that. I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to take my bigger 1-1124. Put some lube on that. Work it around. Now I like to put this O-ring right over my plunger guide, right on the I guess it's a taller edge, shorter edge. This edge goes down, this big O-ring sits there, and then you can go right into the head like that, push it down, send it home. Now we're going to take our retaining plate, one of the seal rings and one of the 1-117 O-rings. Again, we're going to lightly lube the O-ring and the seal ring both. O-ring around the seal ring. I should point out the seal ring has got two flat sides versus the support ring that has a rounded side. That's showing. So seal ring, O-ring, that's going to go back in your retainer, and you can push that, get that O-ring set in there around that seal ring. Okay. And flip that over. You've got two little fins that are going to go underneath these two fins. You might have to push this down just a bit, but that'll slide together. Center up the retaining plate, and that is one side complete. Other side is the exact same thing. We're going to take these parts, put them into that head. So I'm going to pretend I've done both sides here. Complete seal stacks on both sides. You can take your new plunger, just make sure it's clean. You don't have to put any lube on your plunger, just slide it in carefully. You can slide your H channel back in. That's going to be at your top. Your X out is your outlet valves. Now we can put that back onto the manifold. Flip that over. Make sure your valves are in the valve pockets. You can center that plunger by hand. That makes it easier to align back up onto your pump. Excuse me, on your motor. Put your manifold bolts back in. I would recommend only just snugging these down for right now. When you get it mounted back to your motor, before I even say that, take the rest of your grease packet. You're going to grease the ends of your plunger and in the center. The important part is here on the sides, a little bit in the middle. You grease your plunger, you're ready to put it back onto your motor. Pumptec recommends 20 foot-pounds for the 3/8 bolts that go into the motor. 20 foot-pounds for those, and then for the back bolts, once this is mounted and solid, then take your 3/16, tighten up your back bolts, and if you have a torque wrench, we recommend 85 inch-pounds for these bolts here. 20 foot-pounds, 85 inch-pounds for the back. And there you have it, a rebuilt seal stack for your 3 Series Pumptec pump. Have a great day.